Hello and welcome to whatever I'm calling this review show. It's not gym reviews. If you saw the last video, I'm doing a new format. I'm not doing the gym review format anymore. I'm just talking to this screen. Should this show be called something else? Should this have a new name? What would be a good name for this show? Obviously, strength training is still a big part of this channel. I still love it. But I kind of want to separate the movie reviews and training a little bit. So should this show have a new name? If you have any good ideas, let me know, because I'm at a loss. So coming at you with my first review in a while, and this is going to be slightly unscripted, so forgive me if I ramble a little bit. I want to review something that has very recently actually developed a very strong place in my being. And that something is Karate Kid. Okay, I don't know what it is about the Karate Kid franchise, but since December of last year, I'm convinced I've become the world's biggest Karate Kid fan. All right, I rewatched the original. I hadn't watched it for years. I first watched the original in high school, and I thought it was okay. But I rewatched the original and the remake. And then after that, I just went on this crazy binge. I watched Karate Kid 2, then Karate Kid 3, then 4. Then I watched all of Cobra Kai twice within the span of a few months. Actually, I watched the first time I watched it, I think it may have been 10 days. Then I rewatched it. Then I rewatched, I think, 2, 3, and 4 just because they were on. And then I've now seen the remake twice. I don't know why that's happening to me. I don't know what is going on with me, but I've just become the world's biggest Karate Kid fan. And I've been loving every minute of it. I can't get enough. Maybe partially it's because actually this year, if you want to know some of my training, in addition to the weight training, which I still love, but I've added martial arts training to my kind of repertoire. And I started in February. I started this Kung Fu school near me, and I say Kung Fu, it's not like a really super authentic Kung Fu. It's a type of Kung Fu that was developed for an American dojo system. But I've been loving martial arts training. It is a lot of fun. It's a very good workout. It's learning how to just basically punch and kick and, swing nunchucks, or nunchaku as they're properly called around. It's been a lot of fun. It's been very fulfilling for me. So maybe that has something to do with it. I had a desire last year. Hey, this year I'm going to do some martial arts training. So maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. But man, it has been such a good time since December of last year when I just dove full in to the Karate Kid franchise. I think the only thing I haven't seen is, I guess there was a Karate Kid animated series where Daniel and Mr. Miyagi, I guess they were like secret agents or whatever the fuck. That might be interesting to check out sometime. I don't even know if that's available anywhere. Maybe I'll check that out one of these days. If anyone knows where I can find it, let me know. Watching all those made me also want to review basically the entire series, including Cobra Kai, including the new one. So I'm going to start with the original, the classic, the quintessential teenage Rocky himself, the Karate Kid. You all know it. You all love it. What could I say about this movie that hasn't been said? Except that it's really fucking goofy, man. This movie is so, quintessential to a lot of people who grew up with it. They love it so much. They really get into it. They know all the lines. They know all this. They're really into it. This is one of those classic 80s movies along with Back to the Future and name a bunch of others. All of John Hughes's movies. This is so important to their being. This movie is hilarious. It is so ridiculous. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I think that's what makes the movie good, actually. I mean, just think about it. You got this kid who moves from Jersey, now he's in California in the Valley, and these fucking biker gang, crazy whack job guys just come in and just make his life miserable for no real good reason. And they're all led by this crazy, over-the-top, fucking Martin Cove, overacting ass sensei. And it just goes crazy from there. It just goes batshit wild and cheeseball goofiness. And he ultimately wins in the end with his, ultimate secret powerful ability, which if you know anything about martial arts, the crane kick is like, that probably wouldn't work in any circumstance, because anyone with half a brain could say, oh, the guy's leaning on one leg, I wonder what he's going to do. He's probably going to jump and try and kick me in the face. Like, how can people not just laugh at this movie? Look, I know this movie is special to a lot of people, and they hate the 2010 remake because, how they destroyed the original. Give me a break. The original was goofball cheese. Cobra Kai tried to make it really serious, but it's still goofy. And that's the charm. This is like Teenage Rocky, but, they make Daniel win in the end because that's what fucking teenagers want to see. They just want to see, yeah, hell yeah, he won in the end. Oh my God. Let me slow down a little bit. The reason this movie is so goofy is, one, the absurdity of the situation. Why is Cobra Kai so, like, they're so ridiculously over the top and you gotta be hardcore and, just fucking beat the shit out of everyone and commit crimes because that's the way to go through life. And then you have the complete ridiculous counterbalance of, no, Daniel-san, this is true karate is peaceful and meditative, and we will mystify. They do the martial arts mystifying, where these are, secret origins, and if you absorb karate by fucking painting my fence and waxing all of my cars, you will learn the secret of karate. That contrast alone between Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do alone is hilarious. And like he gets the dream girl in the end. I'm sorry I'm rambling a little bit, but this movie is so funny. I don't know how many times I could say this movie's so funny before it gets old. I should have like a little counter in the corner. Anyway, here's the thing about movies. Like, this movie, it's not very good in that it doesn't have like a reason for telling the story. There's no deeper message. It's basically, hey, learn some karate, you'll get some respect, you beat the shit out of the guy and you win. Like, there's no message to the movie. There's no theme. Like, what is Daniel actually learning through his journey in learning karate? Think about that for a second. I'm going to bring this up when I review the remake of Karate Kid, the 2010 remake. What does Daniel learn through the movie? He learns how to do a crane kick. Okay? They try to do a theme of, like, balance in life, balance in karate, balance is everything. And that's sort of present a little bit, but it's just not very fleshed out, They make these statements. Mr. Miyagi makes a statement, balance is everything, balance is key. But we don't really see that applied to Daniel's life and how he thinks about the world and how he treats other people. Basically, when he says balance is everything, he learns how to balance on the one leg to do the actual crane kick. And not very deep or interesting now, is it? We see a little bit of depth from Mr. Miyagi, but honestly, it's just not very fleshed out. He has that big scene that is very emotional and very well done, where he's drunk and he's crying about his wife and kid dying. And they flesh that out in Cobra Kai, but again, this isn't Cobra Kai. This is the original Karate Kid. And for this movie, I think the reason this movie is so funny is just that they have concepts, but they just don't expand upon them. And they make they make the situations more absurd in order to counterbalance that. Something about this movie that I think people probably don't understand. They don't understand about a lot of movies is that you can like a movie that is ridiculously absurd. Okay? You can like movies that are funny. I love Commando. That is a dog shit movie. All right? It's just an excuse for Arnold to basically get shirtless and fire machine guns. All right? That's it. That's all that movie is meant for. He flexes his muscles and he fires machine guns. And it looks cool and it's awesome. The story is ridiculous. The villain is over the top and has no real motivation. He's not an interesting villain. He's just a scary bad guy. Another movie is True Lies. I'm going to pick on Arnold here for a little bit. That movie is dog shit. And it's probably a little bit racist and maybe a little bit womanizing. If you kind of know the history behind that. James Cameron recently divorced Linda Hamilton when he made that movie, so he's maybe going a little bit macho asshole a little bit. But that movie's hilarious. I can't get enough of it. And Karate Kid is in the same boat. This movie is bad in many respects. It has a good enough story to kind of keep you along and keep you interested. But this movie is so hilarious. And that's something I don't think people acknowledge about it enough. And I honestly think we should. And I think it'll increase your enjoyment better if you accept that this movie is just hilarious. I love this movie as I love all the Karate Kid movies, even 4, and I will talk about that. Don't you judge me, because I will judge you twice as hard, This movie is so funny. I love this movie. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but you've already seen it. I guess go watch it again and just laugh. Just have a good time. Because you will. All right, everybody, that is all I got to say on that movie. Next one will probably be Karate Kid 2. So let me know what you thought of this review. If you enjoyed it, good for you, because there's more coming. Check out Cinema Strength on Instagram. Come back here to YouTube to watch some more, hopefully entertaining YouTube videos. Hope you got a lot out of this one. All right, see you later. Thanks. Bye.